Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
I'm Daniel.
Rex. And is that a Method of Madness?
It is.
Method of Madness.
It's a gift from Richard Amiro.
Richard Amiro, you magnificent bastard. Now, we like Method in Madness because...
Because it's like when Jameson does craft.
Yeah, it's pretty much it.
And also...
their experimental line over there in Middleton.
Yeah, that's only 10 times the size of our new upgraded still.
But it's their tiny experimental.
But it's their tiny experimental still.
Right.
But the cool thing is they're not just experimenting in mash, and they're also experimenting in barrel finishing and aging.
Because Ireland is one of the rare countries that doesn't have an oak wood requirement for the barrels. It just says wood. Mm-hmm. So technically they can put that whiskey in any kind of wood barrel they want. In most other countries it has to be an oak barrel.
So this is single grain whiskey, not single malt.
Okay.
So they're column still.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Then aged in bourbon barrels,
right.
Finished in virgin Spanish oak. Spanish oak.
Okay. So Spanish oak. You hear about the French oak, you obviously hear about the American white oak.
Yeah.
But the Spanish oak.
The Spanish oak.
Okay, so they kept it within the oak barrel.
Ooh, wow, it's really
wow.
It's not near as grain forward as I thought it was gonna be.
Mm-hmm. I'm finding that expected Irish center core.
Yeah.
But there's this wrapper of there's like a black pepperiness,
It's dramatic.
some type of. I actually really like the nose.
Yeah, me too. It's not dramatic like peat is dramatic, but it's like if you're going and expecting an Irish grain,
right.
This is a very left turn.
Yeah, but there's things to find that feel familiar.
Yes.
But there's also stuff wrapped around that's like, oh, that's interesting. I don't know if I found that note in whiskey before.
It's like when you see your teacher from elementary school in normal clothes at the store.
That's so weird. That's so weird.
And you're like, wait,
no,
Miss Johnson?
right? And then you're like, well, you see each other. It's like, you know, they're thinking the same thing. Like, damn it, I gotta
Talk to a kid.
interact. Hey,
Your
how
child
you
is
doing?
great. I love him in class.
Right?
I don't really. Yeah.
I mean, if we could just pretend like this didn't happen.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
It's
saying,
like George. My worlds are colliding.
it's relationship George.
Yeah. And friend George.
Friend George, yeah. So I think that wrapper, it's leaning into like a phenolic type of smokiness,
And
but
wood
not,
oil.
Yeah, but not peat smoke or any of that. No. I think maybe that smokiness is something we often find in some American craft, almost like a wood burning kit smoke, but subdued.
You know what it reminds me of?
Subdued, yeah.
You know those essence things that you put sticks in and they're supposed to fill the room with a smell?
Okay.
But it's like a jar of oil and then there's
Oh, yeah.
these essence sticks.
Yeah.
It's that kind of a oily density of smell.
Yeah.
It's like potpourri, but it's not dry, it's wet.
And it's like a barrel char note. That I'm going to use the word phenol again, but that angle is, I think, more commonly found in American craft than I would have expected from like a Spanish oak.
This tastes like a decorative jewelry box. Wooden carved jewelry box.
I really like that.
With a little vanilla cream essence.
You can tell. I really like the flavors because they're just interesting, fun flavors.
Yeah.
Pretty damn unique too. You can tell though, it's not super old. It's not super matured.
No.
There's like a shiny quality to it. So it's a really interesting experiment, executed well. But we're not dealing with like really refined, aged, deep, thick, voluptuous flavors that unfold over time. It's just a nice experiment that turned out well with whiskey that isn't super old or super fancy.
You want to hear their tasting notes?
Sure.
Nose. Pencil shavings.
That was, you know what?
That's
Damn
so accurate.
Yeah.
It really is so accurate.
Good on them. I rarely agree with the bottle notes of people.
That one is right on the money.
Yeah.
Rose petals
Okay.
and fresh petrichor on pine trees.
A bit.
I
The
get
pencil shavings, absolutely.
that was so accurate. It might be the number one nose
Yeah.
point. The other two are like, I could see what you mean by that.
Right.
I don't know that I would give the same
Yeah, if you
nose.
squint and like, okay.
Taste. Toasted oak, zesty wood spice,
Absolutely toasted oak. What we were saying before, an
Yeah.
American whiskey charred barrel type of deal, yeah.
fresh peeled grapefruit. And that's the one where I'm like, maybe if you wanted to say that's where the sweetness is coming from, it's a fruity sweetness.
There's different kinds of grapefruit, though. I know the one we always get here is the ruby red.
Yeah. The finish, sweet cereal, cloves and mint. I don't know if I could see the cereal like the young. I think that's where you were saying this feels young.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the other two is like,
mint.
maybe.
I'm not getting mint. You could probably fight me about cloves.
I'll fight you on cloves. I'll fucking fight you on cloves.
Fight you, bro. There's some cloves in there. I think it's a worthwhile experiment.
Me too.
I love the hell of a giant brand is doing interesting angles on whiskey. And,
Me too.
and they're making it like accessible. They're trying to get distribution out. They're trying to make it a price point that's not going to break the bank.
Right.
Yeah. It's an exploration whiskey that people can actually get their hands on.
What?
Phil H., there are like two versions of my personality. One, I'm a pick snob who's losing hair at a rapid rate.
We are the two versions of him.
Yeah, and at the same time, I'm too lazy to replace the TP and the TP holder, angering my wife to no end. And that's why I love you guys. Let me tell you, though, you're right. I don't replace the TP.
Of course you do.
But what I do,
Of course you do.
which makes up for all of that.
Yeah.
What I do is if somebody was just so misguided as to put to put the toilet paper roll in there backwards.
Yeah, roll it against the wall instead of
What
out
the hell
towards
is
you.
that? What are you thinking?
Rookie hour. You'll swap it.
Oh, I swap it.
Yeah.
I fix it. Yeah,
That's something at least.
so.
You know what I do?
Because I'm like, I'm here. I have nothing else to do. I might as well.
You know what I do? That's a really weird habit.
What's that?
Leave cupboard doors open everywhere.
Why?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I have no idea.
Ooh.
I will walk downstairs
You're getting me.
in the morning.
You're getting me.
And there will be like 3 cupboards open, like a glass cupboard,
Yeah.
the plates cupboard, and they'll just be open. And I'll be thinking like, when did I open those?
Right.
Yeah, and I told that to Mom and Dad the other day, and I was like, I leave cupboard doors open all the time. And Mom from the other room goes, oh, your dad does that all the time. And I look at Dad, he's sitting next to me, he's like, what? No, your mother is the, and I look over at Mom and she's like, turns out my mom also leaves cupboard doors everywhere. And Dad comes down in the morning with his coffee and he's like,
You should do that. There's that thing like some of the style shows or
yeah,
whatever.
that automatically pull and closed.
No. They just go no door.
Oh, yeah. But then you got to keep them like really organized, which actually mine are, as not surprisingly,
Right.
shockingly organized.
Right.
But yes.
I don't have many like pet peeves.
Yeah.
But there's one thing I've always been kind of neurotic about. I don't know, like take it out on people. I'll go about fixing it myself. But whenever there's like a pathway, a walkway, a place where you're supposed to go, if it's blocked, like if I'm trying to get somewhere and there's something in the way.
And it's the obvious route.
Yeah, like no, this is the
Not
place.
just on the floor, but like this is the walkway.
Right.
Period.
Yeah. Then anything that's there, boot,
It goes.
boot,
Just goes away.
flying left and right across the house. And then also the cupboard door things.
Yeah. Does Brandy do that? Or do the kids do that?
No, Brandon.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
all do that. They all
Okay.
do that. And I wouldn't have a problem with it. But in the living room, like our only clock is on the stove. Well,
Right.
it's kitchen open to the living room, so you walk around. And the pantry door,
Covers it up.
100% of the time it's open.
Yeah.
And you can't see what time it is.
Weirdly, I always close the pantry door.
Is this what people mean when they talk about first world problems?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I think that's definitely one of them.
Dustmite924. Hey, Daniel and Ricks. I was hoping you and Bees could do another video about making homemade blends of whiskey to obtain a certain flavor profile, like salty and sweet. And I think I just made the best known blend in the history of mankind. 75% Bunnahabhain, 12, and 25% Ardbeg Uchtdal. Ooh. While Lefroy watches from the corner stewing in jealousy. Please try and enjoy. It's like roasting a chocolate raisin with caramel on the fire with sea salt. Glorious greetings from Carlsbad, California. Okay,
So 75 Bunnahabhain
you know why we're doing this.
with a dash.
Right.
I know why we're doing this.
Because We've been wanting to do an episode on the Whiskey Tribe channel by getting the magnificent bastards like these things, the blends that you have come up with, either you stumbled upon, you've trialed and erred, you experimented with, whatever, the things that you have blended together with your own collection with neat pours that you think are phenomenal and worth sharing. So let's just go ahead and do it here.
Yeah.
In the comments, if you have like a favorite go-to blend that you came up with, put it in the comments, the specific bottle and the proportions.
Right.
And then if you have a name for the blend, then go ahead and give it a name.
Then that too, yeah.
Yeah. And then like we want to go through and do a bunch of those Magnificent Bastard blends.
We'll likely end up picking the ones that most people can get the bottles.
Yeah.
Just so that people have a shot at it.
Right.
But when he said this one, my first thought was, oh, that's going to be good.
No, it's going to be very good. So,
yeah.
So interesting already. It's 75% Bunnahabhain, but the 25% Ardbeg.
Oh, it takes over.
It takes over.
So the Bunnahabhain is almost unpeated sherry cask.
Yeah.
A lot of sherry cask.
And you put your nose in here, and it's immediately a very peat forward.
It's actually a very sherry Ardbeg, is what it smells like. A very fruit sherry forward Ardbeg.
I think there could be some amazing blends that people are doing at home that other MBs need to hear about.
Oh man, when that settles, that's going to be magnificent. It's still sort of trying to fight with itself, but that's really great.
Oh, and then you get like the ending on that rich fruitiness.
Yeah.
You get like this minty smoky dance on the front end.
Damn, that's good.
Oh, and it keeps going. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like the thing, seriously, MB blends, I want to get enough to justify an episode.
Now here's a benevolent bastard for today, Eric Wright from the Ardbeg Wee Beastie.
Eric Wright, benevolent or
benevolent?
Oh, Eric
I liked the cha-cha-cha-cha. This is fun. This is really good.
Yeah, no, it's like that's.
I mean, the method's okay, but this is.
I think you kind of overshadowed Method and Madness there.
Yeah, just a little.
Okay. Yeah, man. And if you have a pet name for the blend, that would be amazing. Here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight, may you fight for a friend.
You steal, may you steal your liver.
And if you drink, may you drink with us.
The bottle. The bottle.
It's jazz. We've got Ralph Marston.
The bottle.